Nationality in Spain grants you the possibility to live and work in any other European country apart from Spain. It enables you to vote, and most importantly, it lets you live in even though the most common way of becoming a Spanish citizen is by being originally from the country. You as a foreigner can also obtain this passport. In that sense, there are 4 different ways to get Spanish citizenship, and finding the one that is right for you will be crucial. Let's start with number 1, Spanish citizenship by residency. The general rule says that any foreigner who has lived in Spain with her residence permit uninterruptedly during 10 years will get Spanish citizenship by residence. Nevertheless, there are certain exceptions or situations in which you can get nationality much faster. Like, if you are married to a Spanish national, you only need to be in Spain 1 year to get citizenship. Also, only 2 years for those who are from Portugal, the Philippines, Andorra, from any Latin American country, or from Equatorial Guinea. Interestingly, if you are a refugee, the required time is 5 years. The whole process, from the beginning till the end, usually takes 3 years. Unlike other nationality procedures, this specific type is the easiest to get. You only need to reside with your residence permit in Spain during the required amount of time, and you will become a national of the country. Demonstrating your integration with Spain. Another important requirement is to demonstrate a sufficient enough level of integration with the Spanish society. That is checked through 2 different citizenship tests. You need to pass the ATWO Spanish language test, as long as you don't come from any Spanish-speaking country. You will also need to pass the cultural exam, CCSE. This test is generally taken by any foreigner, unless she has studied high school in Spain. Number 2, Spanish citizenship by option, nationality for your children. Once you have obtained Spanish citizenship yourself, you can initiate the procedure to get the nationality for your children thanks to that. A procedure will be carried out in the country of origin, or in Spain, as we will see, and it is called citizenship by option. It's one of the ways you have to reunite with your children in the Spanish territory. Once formalized, your son or daughter will receive, without the need to travel to Spain, a Spanish birth civil registry. With that, she can request Spanish passport for herself. Number 3, new grandchildren law. Spanish citizenship by descent. Now grandchildren and great-grandchildren will be also able to get citizenship, under some conditions. There are basically 4 cases. First of all, grandchildren from Spanish women who was born in Spain and married to non-Spanish individuals before the 1978 Constitution came into force. Children of those who got the Spanish nationality by origin, who could not become Spanish nationals when the law came into force because they were not over 18 years old at that time. Grandchildren of Spanish nationals who left the country and obtained citizenship of the country they moved to, hence losing the Spanish citizenship before their children were born. And finally, grandchildren of Spanish nationals that even being eligible to obtain it, they lost it because they did not express the desire to keep it after becoming overage, that is, Number 4, and now. The 4th way is Spanish citizenship by marriage. From the 50s to the 80s, if you married a Spanish citizen, you could directly acquire the nationality from your partner. However, in 1975, the Spanish Civil Code was modified, and it is from then on when the situation changed completely. It then became impossible to get nationality directly after marriage. Anyway, here is the fact. Marriage is one of the steps that will greatly accelerate the attainment of citizenship. It will help you immensely. That is something we already explored in our article, including the main advantages of marriages between Spanish nationals and foreigners. What are the requirements and documents necessary to apply for citizenship by marriage? 1. Pass the CCSE and DLE if you are not Spanish-speaking exams. 2. Have a residence permit as a family member of an EU citizen. This card must be valid during the legal application period. Very important. 3. Full passport. 4. Birth certificate of both your spouse and the principal applicant. 5. Criminal background check. 6. Census. Both members of the marriage must be jointly registered in the town hall. This will be the method of checking the continued coexistence for a year. 7. Marriage certificate. Keep in mind that if the marriage was registered outside the country, it must be registered in Spain before beginning the legal application procedure. 8. It cannot be a civil union or a divorced couple. The reduction to a single year would not be applicable in those cases. This is one of the main differences between marriage and civil union, in which the first option is more recommended. 9. Integration with the Spanish culture. 10. Demonstrate the possession of sufficient economic means. In this case, it will be about 150 of the IPREM, about €800 per month. 11. DNI of the Spanish citizen. How long does it take to get your Spanish passport? Well, after submitting your application, the government will take from 1 to 2 years after submitting a response. Nevertheless, if you apply online, chances are that you will get a response much faster. Once you receive your favorable resolution, however, there will still be an extra step, taking the oath of the Spanish Constitution. This is something you can do before a notary, at the Spanish consulate, or at the civil registry, and the duration of the process will depend on the availability of appointments in each of the 3. Next question could be, which are the documents needed? Each of the 4 types of nationalities has its own documents and requirements. Nevertheless, as a general rule, you will always need to include 1. Use passport, NI and current residency card. 2. Criminal background check. 3. Your historic census. 3. Documents certifying that you passed both nationality exams. 4. Payment of the corresponding fee. Also, you might want to know which is the nationality test I need to pass. In order to get citizenship, there are 2 different nationality exams you will need to pass, both from the Cervantes Institute. DELE attain, a Spanish language test, which demonstrates you understand the basics of the language. Then comes CCSE, a multiple-choice exam in which you will be asked about the Spanish culture, the geography of the country, and its government. And do you think you end up losing it? Well, yes, it is entirely possible to lose your Spanish nationality. In cases where you start living in a third country, and within 3 years, without notifying your intention to keep your citizenship, either you only use your original nationality or